Now we'll talk about the digestion of fat in our body. So through diet we take lots of fat, but don't worry, even fat get digested in our body. We'll see how fat get digested in our body. And you know that the process of digestion should always starts with the mouth because we ingest the food directly into the oral cavity. So digestion process always starts in the oral cavity. So if we talk about the digestion of fat in the mouth, there is no digestion of fat. Though the lipase enzyme which helps in the digestion of lipids is produced in the buccal cavity or the oral cavity known as lingual lipase by the Ebner's gland. So Ebner's gland in the oral cavity produces an enzyme known as lingual lipase. But this lingual lipase is produced in the inactive form. That's why in the mouth this lingual lipase do not act on the fats. That's why there is no digestion of fat in the mouth. This lingual lipase need a acidic condition which is present in the stomach. So lingual lipase upon entering the stomach, it got exposed to the acidic condition because of the presence of hydrochloric acid. Then it is get activated and lingual lipase acts on the fat in the stomach. So though it is produced in the oral cavity or in the mouth, it will not act on the fat. So there is no digestion of fat in the mouth region. So when the food enters the stomach, there is a digestion of fat by both lingual lipase and the gastric lipase. Gastric lipase is an enzyme that is produced by the gastric gland. So gastric gland also produces small amount of gastric lipase. So both this gastric lipase and the lingual lipase acts on the fat and it converts into diglyceride. So that is about the digestion of fats in the stomach. Later from the stomach, food enters the small intestine, that is duodenum part of the small intestine, where it gets mixed with the pancreatic juice, bile juice and the intestinal juice or succus entericus. So during which it got mixed with the different enzymes of these juices and digestion takes place. So in the fat digestion, this bile juice play a very important role. So you know that bile juice is produced by the liver and it consisting of pigment known as bilirubin, bilirubinin, bile salts, cholesterol and the phospholipid. So in that, bile salts play a very important role in the digestion of the fat. So bile salts helps in the emulsification process. So emulsification means it's a breakdown of fat into very small particles known as micelles. So fat emulsification is done with the bile salts. So bile salts emulsify the fat and it convert into smaller droplets known as micelles. Later this emulsified fats acted upon by the lipases, both pancreatic lipase as well as lipases of the succus entericus, and this convert emulsified fat into still simpler form, that is fatty acid and glycerol. These fatty acids and glycerols are the simpler soluble form which will be later absorbed in the jejunum and the ileum part of the small intestine. So that is how digestion of fats takes place in our body.